So we got a 2011 F250. We're gonna do a bit more of a in-depth answer a few questions and do a test drive. We already did a walk around video. But what we're gonna do in this one is actually drive it. And this truck is kind of quick. It's deleted and tuned, and it has a cable but no tuner with it because for some reason people steal these little monitors at the auction, or the transports will take them off. We wish they wouldn't, but they do, even though they can't use them. They're VIN locked. Alright, so what I'm doing, pull it out here. We got a few questions that somebody asked. I'll walk around in depth, look at the turbo and the rear differential, and we'll drive it. And this thing hauls ass, so we'll get it on the highway. So first we'll get closer up on the rear differential cover. Somebody asked if there's a leak. There is not a leak. I'm not too sure, but that might be an aftermarket diff cover with the additional cooling fins. So looks like they might have already taken care of that. The turbo is original. I was able to see where it says FOMO Co on the turbo. It's the original Garrett. I don't believe it's been updated. All right. So we'll get it out there on the road. We had a guy that worked here. His truck was in the shop, and he actually drove this one for about a week, and we've used it to run errands with. So we've probably put a couple hundred miles on this truck, and it's been a good truck. It's not my taste because it's kind of lifted. I don't like jumping in and out, but that's just me. It is definitely a badass truck though. Has good acceleration, and I'll actually get on it when we get close to the highway. So it says 10.4 miles per gallon, but that's because just from idling, driving it around town a few miles at a time, it's not going to be accurate. Here, I'll actually reset it. And we'll get it through the gears. It's got a 6-speed. We're about a mile from the highway, so we'll have a short little drive here. As far as what tunes are on this truck, we don't know. I do know that there's a tune for the emissions delete. We do know that for sure because it's been deleted. And as far as driving it, you know, it's got some tire noise from the 35s that are on it. It's not terrible. The suspension doesn't feel loose or worn out. It feels about average. It's not pulling one way or the other, really. If it was me, I'd probably put some 35-inch all-terrains on it. That would quiet the tire noise down quite a bit, but some people love the mud tires. Go from 0 to about 80 right here on this on-ramp. Then we'll cruise for a couple miles at highway speed. So that's 80, and we're cruising pretty smooth. The tire noise isn't really that much louder than when we were going at city roads, so it's not that bad. That's what radio's for, I guess. The steering wheel feels solid. Yeah, I'm just kind of keeping it in line, but it doesn't pull left or right. As you can see, if I let out the steering wheel, it still goes pretty straight. Just gotta adjust to the left a little bit or to the right, kind of keep it centered, but it's not like pulling or doing anything weird. It tracks pretty straight, and the temperatures are holding properly. I'm gonna give it a good hard braking right here. We'll give it a from about 70 to 30. I'll brake pretty hard, and we'll watch the steering wheel's not going to shake or anything. Brakes hard about right here. Here we go. So that was the brakes bite really well. It's not shaking, no vibration. I didn't feel any pulling from a caliper on either side. We'll get back on the highway and I'll get a smoother acceleration this time. Kind of a more typical driving. And being that this truck is deleted, it does not use DEF fluid anymore. Going around the curves, there's no death wobble or no shaking in the front end. I've hit a few bumps that sets off the death wobble, and it doesn't do that on this one. That typically comes from the tie rod ends and the steering arms, which we've fixed plenty of those on 6.7s, and we know what to look for. But this one feels all tight. Well, yeah, that's the 2011 F250. Not much else to say about it. It's a solid truck, and just for me driving it kind of hard this whole way, we get 11 miles per gallon. So I would guess that you're going to get 15 to 17 with decent everyday mileage.